Okay, so a horizon line, make it light, and 2 points, one on each side. Okay, so now that you have those 2 points in the horizon, the horizontal line, you are going to make a corner. I'm actually going to show you what we're going to do right now. Okay, we're going to make something similar. So this is my example from last class. I did a beach, like a little door, a corner of the wall, and going back to the house. Okay, so we just did half of it. We haven't finished. This is a beach scene with the beach outside. This was Mr. Godinez's example he did in first period. He did the same, a doorway, but outside he did a very nice porch with trees and wooden floors. Very nice. So he's gonna finish this on Monday too, but we're gonna do the same, but ours is gonna be different. We're gonna do a log cabin, okay? Like what you see in the mountains. We're gonna do some snow, some pine trees. Okay, make sure to follow along, guys. Follow along. Okay, so in the middle of the paper, I'm gonna add a line, a straight up and down vertical line, up and down. Make sure to leave space on top and space in the bottom, okay? Okay, so that's my line in the middle of the paper, and there's space on top and space in the bottom. Okay, so now in the bottom, we're gonna add the floor. This is the side of the wall. Now we're gonna add the floor. So we're gonna connect the floor with the vanishing point. So put your rulers in the vanishing point and the tip of the wall, that line in the bottom. But instead of drawing to the dot, to the vanishing point, we're gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna finish the line to the opposite. Okay, same with the other vanishing point. We're connecting the ruler to the vanishing point to the bottom line to finish the floor. That's another corner. So that's the floor. That's the floor, okay? Side of the door, so that's gonna be one wall. That's gonna be another wall, okay? So now let's do the top, the rooftop. Again, you're connecting to the vanishing point and connecting to that line. And we're going to do the rooftop. Now the other side, connecting vanishing point to the line. Okay, so that's my rooftop. So I have my floor and my rooftop. Okay, so that's the corner of my house. Okay, now let's do a door here. We're gonna do a door, okay? And we're gonna make sure to have space for the door and a window, okay? Door and window. So I'm creating another vertical line next to my vertical line. That's gonna be the door. A line up and down, straight up and down. Okay, so that's my door. Now let's finish the door with another line. So my ruler looks like it's going like this because it's the camera, okay? Just letting you guys know it's the camera. So but it's a line straight up and down, okay? So that's my door. And I'm finishing the door with the vanishing point. So with the vanishing point, I'm connecting this vanishing point to the lines of the door. So door right there. So you can still see the horizontal. It's a little high. I did it a little too high, but it's okay. Okay, now I feel like my horizontal is too high now. Should I fix it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna fix it. I feel like it's too high. So when you make mistakes, just fix your mistake. So I'm lowering my horizontal line because you see that little space on top? It's too small. I can't add any sky. I wanted to add mountains, but now I can't because it's too high. So I'm gonna fix my mistake. And oh, that's right. Should I just keep it? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah, Mr. Godinez is right. Yeah. So if I were to fix it, I will have to do all these lines all over again. That's gonna be a lot of trouble. Okay, so next time I won't do that mistake. All right, so let's continue. So let's do a door frame. A door frame. So how do we do a door frame? We're going to copy the same lines, but you see, so we're copying the same line. We're making a little thicker, and we're tracing that line. And same with the other side. So it's gonna be a little thicker than the other side because it's closer to us. Okay, so that's my door frame. And now my top of the door frame. And now I'm connecting the wood pieces so it looks like it's an actual frame. So they're connected. Okay, and I'm erasing the horizon line on my door frame to know that it's a door frame. Now let's make it thicker. Let's make this thicker. So right now it's just a thin, paper thin wall. Let's make it thicker. So how are we gonna make it thicker? In the bottom, you're gonna connect it to the vanishing point, okay? Vanishing point. So that's how we create thickness. How thick should we make it? I'm gonna make it that thick. And now I'm gonna copy the line up, going up. So I'm gonna make a vertical line going up. Okay, so you can already see the thickness. And I'm going to erase the horizon line. Okay, but I didn't go all the way to the top because you could still see the frame from the inside, okay? So how I am going to use the opposite vanishing point in the top of my frame to finish the top part. Okay, I'm gonna connect it. And now I'm gonna connect these points together to make the frame, the door frame. It looks a little weird because it's actually kind of it makes a line. So I can fix this because I don't want it that close by making it a little higher. And it won't make that line, I hope. Yeah, it doesn't make that line anymore. Okay. Okay. So that's my door frame. We will fix this with some shadow and some value. Okay. We're gonna fix those with value. Like inside will be darker because outside there's more light. So that's how we can fix. So that's how we can see that it will become a different side of the building. Okay, a different side of the frame. So that's my door frame, a very simple door frame. We can add the hinge, the little hole where the doorknob locks in. That's just little details. Okay, so now let's do the door. Let's make the door. Let's draw the door. How can we draw the door? So first, let's start with the edge. Like I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. So we're gonna add this door, but we're gonna create this edge first, okay? And then we're gonna make a long rectangle, okay? Our door is thinner because we wanna make a window here. So I'm copying that shape that in the other example. So I made a line. Now I'll make another line to make that long rectangle for the side of the door. Okay. So now we close it with a line, straight line. And we erase lines inside that we don't need. Okay. So I just made this line, okay, inside. Now we're gonna make the outside lines for the walls, for the door to look like it's open. Okay, let's do that. So we are going to make a line going slanting down. It's an open door. And the bottom one slanting up. Okay, I leave a little gap because the door actually, wait, let me put my paper up. So I left a little gap right here because the door actually ends right there outside of the table, okay? So pretending that the door ends right here. So I made the line a little gap right there, okay? So now we're gonna make a line straight up and down. I feel like this one needs to be more down. So let's do that. Needs to be more slanted down. And now I'll make a line going up. A line straight up and down. And I'm erasing some lines. Okay, so that's my door. That's my door. It's open door. Now we can add the handle. We can decorate it. We can even add and we can add the outside. Okay, so we're gonna do the outside at the end. We're gonna do the outside at the end. But now let's make a step outside the door with a welcome mat. Let's do that. So let's make the step outside. So I'm using the vanishing point and connecting it to the door. And now the other vanishing point and closing that shape. Okay, so that's my step outside. This ruler leaves the paper a little dirty. Okay, so now we can make a welcome mat. We can make more steps. So I want to do a cabin. Okay, so at the end, we'll do details, but for now, let's do the window, and then we're gonna do the opening of the other room, okay? We'll leave the details at the end. So now let's make the window. I'm following the line of the door, making a vertical line. I wanna make it a little higher than the door frame or not? Yeah, just a bit higher. I want a long window. Okay, so that I have my vertical line, and then I connect it to my vanishing point, my window. And should I make it all the way to outside the paper? The window will be outside the paper or inside? Yeah, I'm gonna make it outside the paper, like it's going, oh, like the window is really big that it gets away from the paper. It comes out the paper. So now the other vanishing point. Let's connect it to the lines. So I have my window right there. Guys, make sure to follow along. At the end, I'm gonna ask you guys I wanna see your work. Okay, so that's the wall inside the house. I'm gonna erase the horizon because I don't see it. And outside there is the horizon line. Okay. And inside there is a wall here, so I'm erasing the horizon too. Okay, now this window, let's make a frame. Let's make a frame for it. I'm copying the same line and making some thickness to this line. So I'm creating a line, a vertical line in one side. And now the bottom, but the bottom one, I connect it to the vanishing point, okay? So making some thickness to the window. And now the top one, vanishing point to the window to create that thickness. This is the door frame. I mean the window frame. Window frame. Okay. Now let's make the window thicker, like the door frame. Let's make it as thick as that door frame. Okay. So we're gonna use the vanishing point again. Oops. Vanishing point in the corner of the window to make it thicker, like the door. Okay. We use the bottom. So again, we use the bottom again too, to make the window thicker. Okay. And now we make a vertical line. A vertical line up and down. And again, you're gonna be able to see the top of the window. So we're gonna leave some space. And now with the vanishing point, you connect to the roof, to the top of the window, not the roof. Top of the window, connecting the lines, and now the bottom. Vanishing point to that corner of the window frame and closing the shape. So I have my frame. It's just missing another line like this one on top. So we know that it's thick. Okay. So do you guys see the frame? That's the frame. And I'm erasing horizon line because you can't see it anymore. All right, so that's my frame. And now we can add decorations, we can add a curtain, we can add a lot of things. We can add the outside view, but those are details. Now let's do the other room, the opening to the other room. So this is my other wall, but let's make an opening in this wall. Okay? We're gonna make an opening. So I am going to add a line going up. That's the opening to my next wall. How high do you want that opening? I'm gonna go a little higher than the door. Okay. And we're also gonna make a frame like the door, so it can be an opening. So now we're gonna finish it with the vanishing point, and we're gonna connect it, that line, which is similar to the rooftop line. Okay, see, this is the opening to the next room. Now let's close that opening. Make sure it's a line straight up and down. I'm closing that opening, and I'm erasing horizon line because you can't see it. It's a wall. Okay. So that's my opening to my next room. Okay. And I want a door frame like this door. So we're gonna make it thicker, and then we're gonna add some details in this room. We're gonna add a window. We're gonna add a fireplace with a Christmas tree. Let's do a cabin Christmas theme. Okay, so we're adding snow, we're adding pine trees outside. We're gonna add a fireplace, a Christmas tree. We're gonna add a door wreath. We can add so many details. Okay, so let's do the thickness of this entrance. In the other class, we did, look at Mr. Godinez, Mr. Godinez drawing. He did a arch, okay? And I did an arch in the other classroom too. You can also do an arch, okay? But I wanted to do a regular opening for this drawing. So I'm gonna make like a door opening, okay? You're welcome to do an arch. Okay, again, we're gonna make this thicker. So we're making as thick as this door. So we're using the vanishing point to the corner. We're making some thickness, okay? And what about the top one? Let's make thickness as well. And now you just connect the lines, okay? So there's thickness, thickness, and now you connect the lines. A line straight up and down. Okay. Now the top one. I'm going to connect it to the vanishing point. To the other vanishing point, I'm going to connect it and finish it by making a line from the corner to the top. So that's that. That is the opening to my other room. Okay. So we got my door, my window, and the opening to the other room. And you see the bottom line? Wait, let me erase my paper so you can see it. You see this bottom line? I'm going to connect that to the next room. Okay, that's the side of the cabin. I'm connecting it to the next room. And now I'm making a line. Wait. Now the top one. I'm also connecting the rooftop line. The rooftop line. So can you see the rooftop? So I'm going to connect it to the next room. I'm skipping this wall. I'm skipping it. And now I'm going to continue my line in the next room. Okay? So that's my wall. It's a little confusing right now, but you'll see it right now. So now a vertical line, a line straight up and down, and it will make the corner of the next room. Erase some lines. So that's the next room's wall. Now, what about the corner of this wall? Let's make the corner of that wall. So I am using my vanishing point again. So that's my vanishing point. Oops. That's my vanishing point. And I'm going to connect it to the corner of the next room. And now, same vanishing point, connecting to the bottom of the other room. So that's my next wall. That's my next room, I'm sorry. Can you see the other room? And we can erase the horizon line that you don't need. I want to put a chimney in this room, so I'm not going to add a window. So I'm erasing the horizon line because you can't see outside. And we don't need it anymore. Okay? So I have a room, a door, and a window. Now we can add details. We can add the outside, we can add details to the door, we can add details to this room. Okay, let's add details to the door first. Okay, let's add details to the door. So first of all, let's add hinges to the door because what is it connected to? I don't want it just floating in space. So I'm gonna add hinges to the door. What connects to the log cabin. So some screws in the middle. I'm adding another one. Screws, and in the bottom, another hinge. Now I'm adding details to my drawing. Okay, now that hinge will connect to the frame, the door frame. So for the door frame, for those hinges that connect, you can use the, I should use the vanishing point. So I'm gonna erase those lines. And I'm gonna use my vanishing point, my opposite vanishing point, to finish those hinges. Wait, no. and I'm connecting it to the log cabin frame. Okay, so those are my hinges. Okay, now let's add a door handle. We can add the design of the door, and we can even add a Christmas wreath. That's what it's called, Mr. Reed, right? Mr. Williams. Okay. Okay. Now let's add the details to the door. So let's add the handle, door handle. So this is the hinge, the opening where it locks in. So let's add a doorknob. I should really use, I should use those lines. So the top rooftop, the top one, you will mimic the same line to make the door handle. Okay. And the bottom one, I'm gonna copy it so it can be in perspective. All right. And now the doorknob. I'm gonna make it circular. There's different kinds of doorknobs. You can add any kind of doorknob you like. I'm making a circular doorknob and a keyhole. Okay. So it's just details. We're adding details now to the drawing. And let's design this door a bit more. So I like how this door, it has a rectangular shape inside, like indentations. I like that. So I'm going to copy this drawing, okay? So I'm gonna copy it. Let's see, how do we do it? So first, we are going to copy this line, double it. Let me keep this drawing right next to us so that we can see it. Okay, so now we're gonna add that indentation. So let's start with the outer one, the one furthest away. So what I do is make a line. I double the line, but I make a thin line so that I can erase it. All the way. I'm gonna erase those centers, okay? But I make a line all the way from the top to the bottom and the other side too. Okay, you can't really see it, but there's a line here and a line there. And now the top ones. I'm going to darken those lines right now, that ones I want to keep. And I'm adding the lines. Now I'm adding this line, okay? So I made a big line, but and I made it thin so that I can erase what I don't want right now. So, and then the center lines, again, from the top all the way to the bottom, make it thin so that you can erase it later, okay? So the center lines, I'm going to first put a mark. I'm gonna mark it first before I make the line so I know where I want it. Okay, so I have my marks. A very thin line so I can erase. And again, now we're doing the other side. the other side, okay? Okay, so I have thin lines. And now I can darken some lines and erase some other lines, okay? So I'm going to darken and erase lines. So what about this line? Let's do, I'm adding a line. And the middle one. And now that I know what I want to keep, I'm going to erase the other lines to clean it up. I'm going to erase lines and darken the ones I want to keep. Okay. And I should really use a ruler so it can be straight. Okay. What about the bottom ones? Let's do the bottom ones. So I'm mimicking this shape on the bottom. Wait, you can't see my drawing. So I'm mimicking the bottom shape. Okay. So that's my door. That's my design. And I made it light so that I can erase some lines. Now I'm gonna darken the lines I want to keep. And erase lines I don't want. Okay, so that's my door. Looks awkward. And I can even add a wreath so it can be Christmas. Let's do the outside first. Let's add some mountains, some faraway mountains. So these are some faraway mountains. It's gonna be snowing outside. Some snow. Can't really see it. But if you had colors, okay. So how about some curtain? Let's add a curtain. Let's add a curtain. So I want a curtain. So I'm gonna add the bar on top of the window where the curtain goes. Okay, I'm adding a bar, bit of thickness. Okay, and maybe a decoration at the end. Let's make a circular decoration. Can be creative. And now let's add a curtain. It's folded up. So that's my curtain. I'm erasing some lines inside so that, okay. Okay, so it's a cabin. We should really make the texture of the walls. What's the texture of a cabin wall? So I'm thinking of making a texture on wood, and they're logs that connect. Okay, so we can make pine trees. Let's start with the texture of the walls. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? So I'm first going to mark where I want my logs, how big I want them. So I want it that big. And I want similar size logs. So I'm keeping it the same size as I mark. Okay, so they're all the same size. All right, so now that I have my marks, I am going to connect to my vanishing point. From this vanishing point opposite to my marks to create the texture, the log, the cabin feel of the wood. I'm making it pretty thin. So I'm connecting. I'm skipping all the shapes like the door frame, the curtain, the window, because that's not wood. So make sure to skip the door frame. So I'm skipping the door frame. This is door frame. This is the wall. This is wall. This is door frame. Okay. So I'm keeping the vanishing point. Okay. With my marks that I did already. So the wall. This is door frame. This is the wall, the curtain, the wall. That's the curtain. Okay. Let's continue. That's my next mark. So that's door frame, curtain. Okay. And I'm keeping my ruler in my vanishing point. Okay. Keeping my ruler in my vanishing point. So my next mark, skipping door. That's a door frame. That's wall. That's curtain. That's my wall. Okay. Keeping in my vanishing point with my mark that I already did before. I'm getting only the wall. And I'm almost done. Okay, so now we can make that section look like wood. We can make it look round by adding shadow, by adding value. We can make it look like texture. So let's do that. Let's just do one and we'll continue next week the rest. So let's just make one. Well, first let's add value. So outside, I want it lighter, like brighter than inside the house. So in the door frame, we're gonna add some value in the inside of the door frame, but not not the outside where you can see the outside. Because this cabin is going to be lit by the fire. But this little area, you can't really see the fireplace going to be in this side. Next week, we're going to do the fireplace, guys, and we're going to do a Christmas tree here. We're going to do a Christmas tree and a fireplace.
Mister, can you erase your paper?
Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm adding value inside the house and inside the frame. This is inside the frame of the house. Outside, there's going to be a lot of snow, so it's pretty bright. So take your time when you're shading. Okay. So what about my door? Let's add some value in the side of the door because it doesn't reach as much light as the outside door, okay? So this is metal, so we're skipping that because it's shining light in the metal. Okay. And by shading in the edge of the door and the frame, you can see the space outside. There's going to be mountains. You can still see the mountains a little bit. You're going to be able to see the snow. You're going to be able to see the pine trees through that crack. All right. So we can also make indentations in these decorations in the door. I feel like this is a little too high. So we're going to make indentations. What does that mean? We're going to add a little bit of a hole inside these indentations in the door. Okay, and then we're gonna add value to this area. It's gonna be a bit lighter than the inside of the door, than the inside of the side of the door, because you can see it. You can see the light of the outside is reflecting on this area. Okay, it's gonna be a bit lighter, and this one too. Add a little bit of value. So I'm going to post this video in your Google Classroom. If I'm going a little too fast, you can take a look at it, or the other class or the other period videos. You can also, if you don't want to do this, you can also look at a YouTube video and do something else, but it's indoors, 2-point perspective. A lot of you ask me, do we really have to do this drawing? No, you don't. You can do something else as long as it's 2-point indoors. Little bit of value. The door handle, adding a little bit of value on it. All right. So now I can add another step right here. I can even add a little reindeer outside since it's in the snow. I can add pine trees. Let's add a pine tree. Let's add a pine tree. How do you draw a pine tree? So I'm first gonna make, pine trees are pretty straight up and down. So I'm drawing a pine tree, pretty straight up and down, a stick. And in that, with that stick, you make little curves coming out. They're curvy. So that's my pine tree. Now I finish it by adding little spikes. Not spikes, but more like the pine tree texture. So pine trees are pretty easy to draw. And I erase the inside. And I make thickness to the wood of the pine tree. So that's my pine tree. Boom. Pine tree. I can add some snow. Okay, I can make more pine trees now. Let me make it a little thicker so you can see it better. And a little bit of value where the texture of the pine tree so that you can see like it's going in. Like it's going in. Okay, that's my first pine tree. I can add more pine trees. And does anybody have any questions? Am I going a little too fast? Some value on the curtain. Let's add some value on the curtain. Okay. How about some, now let's do value inside this door frame because the light is coming from the outside. So inside is gonna be a bit darker. So I'm adding a little, only in the inside of the frame of the house. I'm adding a little value. Make sure to follow along, guys, so that you can have practice. You can actually turn this one in or you can do your own. If you turn this one in, just add details. Okay. I'm adding value to the inside of the frame. And how will we add value to the wood in the log cabin? Huh. How would we add value? Well, they're rounded. The logs are round, right? So I should put value on the top and the bottom. So shadow is, so it looks like it's round. Okay. So on the top, I'm gonna add a little darker in the bottom, and in the middle, it's gonna be lighter. And don't forget to add texture. Okay. So that's, I'm drawing one log at a time. I'm adding value to this log. And I want the ending to be round. So I am going to erase my actual wall so it looks like it's round at the end. Okay. So value in the edges. And in the center is going to be lighter. So now it looks like it's going circular. Do you see that? And now, can you see that it looks circular? It looks circular. So now you can add some wood texture. Wood texture. Some random lines, some swirly lines that makes it look like wood texture. All right, so that's my first wood log. All right, what time is it? 1:47. All right. Can I see you guys' artwork, which you've been working on? Rosemary? Can't hear you. Okay. Oh, Melanie? Very good, very good. Jaden, did you do one? Jaden? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Haley. Haley. Who else? Who did I miss? Who did I miss? Arturo. Very good. Alexa. Yep. Who else did I miss? All right. So remember, you can turn this one in when you finish it. Don't half complete it. And or you can do another one. But I'm gonna keep working on this on Monday. So so you know how to do the logs, how to add the value to the logs, and how to make them look round. If you want to keep working on that instead of by Monday, okay? So I should add a little bit more value so it looks like it's round. It's going round. So I'm adding a little bit more value. I'm sorry? Oh yeah, this one's? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm rounding it out. Don't forget to round and erase the lines so that you can see that it's a log. So each one should be round, okay guys? And then value, make sure to add the value. So in the center will be the darkest value. And in the middle is gonna be the brightest side, okay? So in the center, it's the darkest. And in the middle of the log is gonna be the brightest, okay? If you wanna work that on the weekend, your value. And some texture. All right. I'm sorry? Oh. You want me to mute myself or? Okay, I'm adding texture to the wood. So I know that it's wood. After adding the value. Okay, add texture to the wood. I do add texture to the wood by adding swirls. Okay. Can you see it through the so and now you can keep adding pine trees, you can keep adding the wood logs. You can add maybe like a little reindeer, it's the snow, adding some snow piles, a snowman outside. Ooh, a snowman. Let's draw a snowman. We're adding a snowman with the hat, with so be creative, guys. It's gonna have a scarf, some buttons, and some more pine trees. So I did an outline of a snowman. I will darken it later once I add the trees, because I'm not sure if I want to keep it there. Okay, guys, be creative. So, Mr. Williams, did we did a row already?
Yeah, I'm just looking at only 20 people left. It was 25 earlier.
Oh, they left?
Just wanna, so let me try to, I'm gonna share my screen.
Oh, go for it. Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it is yours.
Okay, guys. So just double checking here. But wait, are they able to hear me?
I can't hear you.
I'm muted. There we go.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Okay, guys. So what we're looking here for is to make sure that I didn't mark you present. So I've got Brian Palache. Is he here? Okay. Brianna Aguilar. Ivan Picasso. Jabez. Jahir. Jeanette. Julian. Oscar Salazar. Ricardo Cruz. Rico Flores. Tyshawn Bradley. Okay, guys, roll is done. Are they free to go?
If they don't have any questions, do you guys have any questions before we let you guys go?
Oh, are you doing one more ball for the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Questions, guys?
I'm gonna stop sharing. No, I'm done sharing.
All right, guys, remember, even snow has value. There is shadow on snow. Just because it's white doesn't mean it's all white. Snow has value. All right?
Okay.
Guys, any questions?
If not, they're free to go.
If not, you're free to go, guys. You guys
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Rosemary.